Things just got way more intense. After losing an intense game 5, the Dallas Stars have a golden opportunity as one thing sets them apart from the rest of the league. We're going to break down what that is and why they have the perfect opportunity in game 6. We're going to break it all down in this episode of Hattrick HQ. But before we do that, a quick reminder to hit that subscribe button. About 90% of you are not subscribed to the channel, and the support from Dallas Stars fans, Winnipeg Jets fans as well, has been unbelievable here on the channel. So go down below, hit that free subscribe button, and again, you get to stay up to date with everything going on in the NHL. This is the place for all your daily NHL news. But Mark, the Dallas Stars coming off of a loss in game 5 after pretty much steamrolling through the Winnipeg Jets. And I wouldn't say the first round, but this is looking like it's going to be a lengthy series. There's one thing that sets this team apart, I think, from the rest of the league. And I think they're really going to look to close it out in game 6. And it's going to be, things are getting very intense.
And I mean, the big thing is coming off a 4-0 loss to the Winnipeg Jets. Jets fans feel like they have the momentum, but looking at statistics, the Stars are 14-5 after a playoff loss in Deboer's 3 seasons on the staff. 4-0 after a defeat this postseason. This is a team that wants to continue and win and make it to the Stanley Cup Finals. Obviously, every team wants to do this, but they have a perfect opportunity to do this on home ice. I mean, this is a team, and I'm going to kind of throw it back to you real quickly. This is a team that has been rolling. All lines have been working. They added the extra defenseman. But looking at the lines coming off a loss, would you look at this and almost want to go back to maybe 6 defensemen to get that extra forwarded?
Personally, I do like the 6 defensemen, obviously getting all 4 forward lines in there, but it's not broken. They lost that game. They didn't score a goal. I mean, Connor Hellebuck at some point, for everything we've made of him, at some point has to shine through with a shutout, right? And he has twice in this series. And I mean, he's probably going to win the Vezina because, of course, again, that's determined based on the regular season. So you would think at some point he's going to come up big for the team. So I wouldn't look too deep into it. Continue to run the things that you're doing if you're the Dallas Stars. If you look at Pete Deboer, this guy is cool, calm, and collected. I mean, I think he's calm going into a game 7. He feels good. I think he's what, 8, 9-0. I think it's 9-0 at this point or something like that going into game 7. So, he's feeling good about that. Obviously, you don't want to go into a game 7. The one other thing that sets this team apart, besides those stats that you brought up as well, in terms of bouncing back from a loss, they're a really good home team this season as well. They barely lost at home, just a handful of games. So it's really hard to beat this team at home, as we saw, winning both games there as well and one on the road. So Winnipeg's in tough. Although if this does sway back to 7, it's hard to beat Winnipeg in Winnipeg as well, even though they squeaked out that game 1 win. But again, to answer your question, I wouldn't change too much. They're rolling right now. There's so much to like about, obviously, Mikko Rantanen, but when you look up and down the lineup, they are so deep. It's unbelievable. And just the style that they're playing right now, I do think they're going to end up closing out this series because they have so many tries left, obviously going up 3-1 at one point in this series. But it's still going to be a battle, and this game 6 is going to be awesome.
And I mean, the big thing is, listen, even if you don't change this lineup, you still have a lineup that has been dominant. We know how good Rantanen's been. The stats show one of the best playoff performances we've seen in ages. I mean, that top line has been awesome. Thomas Harley has really stepped up as a number 1 defenseman. Now they're fully healthy on the defensive end as well. But the big thing is, maybe you want to go out and bring someone else in. Bork could be a guy that comes back in. Blackwell maybe. Smith, well, more of a defenseman, so you would not put him in the lineup. But there's a lot of these guys that you could slide back in if you wanted to go with the extra forward on this group. But honestly, you lose a game. You have to lose at some point. You're not going to go and steamroll every team 16-0. This was a team that's good on home ice, being the Winnipeg Jets, and quite terrible when it comes to away ice. So I think you kind of roll it back. You know how this line has gone. Yes, you can bring in one of these guys, but they've been so productive. I mean, looking at Jake Oettinger alone in his last 5 games, even losing 4-0, a 912 save percentage. Looking at these stats, this is going to be Team USA starting goaltender. I don't care about Connor Hellebuck at this point. What is your thoughts on just how well the team has played in front of Jake Oettinger and just how good he has been?
You can throw all the stats out the window for a second. Personally, the way I see the game, and I think some other people see the game, everything flows through your goaltender. Your confidence as a team goes directly through your goaltender. If he's playing well, he's making those big saves, and especially high danger scoring chances as well. If he's making saves on those, you're going to feel good. You're going to play different. You're going to play with a lot of confidence. And that's exactly what the Dallas Stars are able to do. A lot of teams don't have that luxury around the league. You might have a well-built team, but you don't have the goaltending, right? We've seen that in the past from a lot of teams. So they have the goaltending. They're obviously feeling good about their game because they are so deep, especially up front. And a lot of people are calling me out for saying they weren't deep on the back end. They are, right? It's just on paper. I just feel like they aren't as much as last year. And, again, everything I think flows through your goaltender. And that's exactly what's happening. This is a team playing with a lot of confidence right now. Yes, they went to a game 7 in the first round, but man, that was against a really good team in the Colorado Avalanche. So I think they're feeling good. They have a couple tries to get this done. And Jake Oettinger, like you said, future starter for Team USA at this point. He is that guy. He's always been good. So he's doing it again this playoffs. And I think they're on a mission. I don't want to look too far ahead, but they know that at the end of this, if they do close this out, there is a date with the Edmonton Oilers again, and they want redemption for what happened last year. So it's going to be, things are getting intense. It's a lot of fun.
And I mean, before we get into this, Dallas Stars fans, what is your thoughts? Would you change this lineup up at all? Would you go with an extra defenseman, or would you want to bring in an extra forward? And we're going to really get into what is going to decide this game 6. And that comes down to Connor Hellebuyck, the fraud himself. As you can see on away ice, so the Winnipeg Jets playing away from home, we can see Connor Hellebuyck 0-5. 0-3 versus the St. Louis Blues, closing that series in 7. We see against the Dallas Stars already 0-2. Darius, looking at how Hellebuyck has been playing, what is just your overall thoughts and expectations? Do you think he turns it around, or do you think the Jets are just going to once again crumble? Because I mean, the Stars are the better team. We know this. It doesn't matter about regular season. You get into the playoffs. This is a goaltender that hasn't got it together on away ice, and I genuinely think the Stars can kind of take advantage of that.
He didn't finish a game against St. Louis on the road. He's been awful on the road. He's been awful in this series on the road. He's been a little bit better at home, and like his numbers are being propped up by the 2 shutouts so far in this series, obviously. So that helps. But if you look at, his entire playoff run, he just hasn't been good. So to me, can he do it? I think so, because I think it's something between the ears with this guy for sure, because we know the skill is there. He can do it in the regular season, and he's done it at times in the playoffs. But, it is between the ears for me. So if he does figure it out, this is a legacy game for Connor Hellebuyck at this point. If you can get it done on the road, you can go back home. You feel more comfortable at home. This is why the Jets went out and won the President's Trophy. It's the luxury of winning the President's Trophy. You get home ice advantage through the playoffs. It's tough to beat them in Winnipeg. So this is a legacy game at this point for Connor Hellebuyck. Can you get it done? Because you have been awful on the road. Let's call it what it is. So again, he feels more comfortable at home. It hasn't been that much better, but it is that much better. So if you can somehow drag them to a game 7, then anything's possible in a game 7.
And I mean, listen, Jets fans, if you're in here, cover your ears. I think we're going to see the Stars close it. I think the star power's there, the potential, how much scoring they've been putting up, how good this team's been. But what is your guys' thoughts on the Stars, Jets, whoever's watching this? Do you think they close this out 6, or do you think the Jets end up pushing it 7? What do you think happens if they go to 7? Go ahead and leave a comment down below on everything we talked about in this video. While you're down there, leave a like, subscribe, share this with your friends. We'll be back with another episode, so keep your eye for that. But I've been your host, Mark, with my co-host, Darius, and take care.